Good evening, Professor. Let's see. I guess this week, believe it or not, I don't think I have too many questions, but I still have some interesting questions, I hope. um, I guess one of the biggest questions I had about this week is the connection between the Aztecs and the Maya, or as far as the timing. I understand that by the time the Aztecs came to power, the Mayan were already pretty much non existent. But is there any remnant at the time, or any up? Were there any upcoming um, empires that were connected to the Maya? For example, how the Toltecs were somewhat connected to the Aztecs. Was there any upcoming or any evidence about an upcoming power in the Maya region of Central America, or did the Maya just pretty much cease to exist all of a sudden, and there just pretty much there was nothing there left afterwards? Just kind of curious as far as what the connection is on that regard. Um, Now, on the other primary sources, I know that it says here that most of them actually are after the Spaniards came to the Americas, either from the Aztecs or the Inca themselves, or from Spaniards, first-hand accounts. Um, I guess I kind of mentioned that in my weekly comments that seems to be a big drawback because kind of doesn't give you a very clear perspective of what the Inca and the Aztecs saw themselves as. Um, how, I guess my question is pretty broad there. How is that? How do you discern that as a historian? How do you make sense of the fact that the information you're getting from this particular empire or people is really in many ways biased, because it's kind of not looking at them from a point of admiration, but more of a conqueror talking about people, or people that are already conquered talking about who the people that conquer them, if that makes sense. Um, let's see. The other question I had in relationship to this lecture is there any linguistic connections between the people of South America, Central America, and northern the United States? I mean, is there any? I know there's some theories of pattern of migration from north to south via the strait, the Bering Strait. But linguistically, is there any connections there? Is there any? I don't know. Is there any studies about words that might be similar between the Aztec and the Inca and the Maya and other cultures before and after them? Just kind of see if there's any pattern there that might be similar. And let's see what else. That's pretty much it. I mean, I cannot think of anything else that didn't kind of catch my eye that I needed to know. Well, I guess just a simple note about all this is that it's pretty obvious that both the Inca and the Aztec Empire were on many ways weak, in the reference that they had a lot of internal and external weaknesses that allowed them to be conquered fairly easy and by the Spaniards. But that it also, they both seem to have a connection as far as the fact that they were not very well put yet, which it kind of surprised me, to be frank, because from what I've learned before, I had this impression of a more structured, more developed civilization, and it seems that in many ways they were not well established and already to handle the Spanish conquest, which kind of brings me back to the Maya. Um, is, I guess if we have a little bit of information on the Aztecs, then I would suppose we have even less information on the Maya and exactly what happened to them. But is there any information as far as how much bigger or better organized the Maya were at the prime of their empire? And I guess I need to go back and find out exactly, how solid is the evidence of their demise? And that's it. I guess those are pretty much my questions for the week. Thanks for that.